Here are some interesting online assessment techniques. We will be looking at them actually being used. But before that, we'll just run to these few slides. These are certain apps that can be used in order to assess your students online. Answer Garden, we will be seeing a demonstration of that very shortly. Mentimeter, Voxvote, Padlets. Sometimes you can have collaborative work with your students on Google Slides. You can also use social media such as Instagram, where you can ask the students to post a picture of their work. It could be something as simple as a teaching aid that they have prepared in order to teach a particular topic. It could be a lesson plan. It could be a concept map. You can also have them to have mini reviews by tweeting on Twitter. Where Twitter is concerned, you have a maximum of 140 characters and therefore the person has to be really brief in what the person has to say. Pinterest is another interesting site where a student can post various pictures, and some of these pictures they give us a lot of ideas how we can make our classrooms interesting and dynamic. So right now, let us go on to the first of the tools that I spoke about, Answer Garden. Now where Answer Garden is concerned, you will go to Answer Garden and you will create your topic. So my topic here is something like, what is the most important quality of a teacher? You can have it in classroom mode where students can submit any number of answers, but one answer can be submitted only once. So thus they cannot repeat the same answer. Different students can repeat that answer, but same student cannot repeat the same answer. You can have it in brainstorming mode where the students can submit unlimited number of answers and they can submit the same answer multiple times. So one student can submit one answer multiple times. You can have a moderator type of Answer Garden mode where answers submitted will be kept in the anti-garden. Then you can approve of them and then they will be posted on your Answer Garden. This ensures that no response which may be vulgar in nature or no unconnected response appears on the Answer Garden. You can choose the length 20 to 40 characters, 20 characters or 40 characters. 20 characters is preferable because if the character size is too long, then the answers are too long and that makes difficult reading. Of course, for this you have to have your own Answer Garden login, and that's a free identity that you can create for yourself on Answer Garden. Now that my question is done, what is the most important quality of a teacher? I expect that the students will have only one quality to say. I can decide the duration, how long this question remains. Now when you create an Answer Garden question, the minute you say create, you will get a number. This number has to be given to the students. So when you are given the students, give them this link, answergarden.ch/with the number. Now the students will start typing their answers. So let us say I type my answer. Passion for learning, according to me, is the most important quality of a teacher. And you can see that, okay, since I had chosen moderator mode, the answer will be hidden until approved. So let me go back and let me keep it classroom mode and say create. You can see now that the code is a different one, and let us say I choose the answer passion for learning. Since I had not, we'll have to choose another answer here. So my answer here is lifelong learning and I say submit. Now this answer lifelong learning appears. The same student can have another answer. Let us say in this case the student has chosen the answer that the most important quality of a teacher is dynamism. So when the teacher clicks submit, then that answer will also appear. So dynamism by one person and lifelong learning is by another person. So in this manner, students can keep putting in their answers. As more and more students put in, a word cloud will appear here. If many students type the same word, dynamism, or say many students type the word creativity, then you will see that word bigger in size, and also how many students have chosen that, or how many students have felt that is the most important quality of a teacher will also appear here in numerics. So that is about answer garden. Let us now go to another very interesting one called as Mentimeter. Once again, you need to have your account on Mentimeter, which is a free account, and in the free account you will basically be creating presentations. So when you create a presentation, you can have any number of slides in your presentation, but interactive slides where you will be able to assess your students will be limited to 2 in a free account. So if you are opting for a Mentimeter free account, you will have to create a new presentation, and the number of slides you can create where interactivity is there are limited to 2. Other slides will be non-interactive. Let us see what people have said, what participants have said in an earlier Mentimeter presentation created by myself. This was created for teachers who were undergoing a course. So the course was on e-content development, and during that course I asked the students to describe learning in one word, online learning in one word. Again here, when you create Mentimeter, you will get a code, and that code has to be given to the students. In this case, you can see that the code is given here, and the students have to go to menti.com and use that code and put their answers. So let us see it in presentation mode so that the same words appear bigger in size. My question was, describe online learning in one word. Students have gone to menti.com, used the code and put in their answers. And from this you can see that interesting, innovative, these are bigger in size because more participants felt that this is the best word to describe online learning. In the same Mentimeter, I had one more question for them, where I asked them what apprehensions or fears do you have regarding online learning. And let us see, you will see here that students had these apprehensions: lack of knowledge regarding new technology. Some said no fear, some said technical problem, some said we are not accustomed to new technology. And these are scrolling. In order to stop the scrolling, the teacher has to just press enter. I have pressed enter and the scrolling has stopped. So at that time, the teacher can pick up one or two responses and accordingly use these responses for elaboration. So this was about Mentimeter, which is extremely easy to create and extremely easy to use. We now go on to Padlet. To create a Padlet, again you need an account. So Padlet.com allows you to create an account, and this Padlet, you can make a Padlet. Now let us go to a Padlet that I have already made. This is a Padlet that I have made where I am asking my students to respond to something very simple. What is their favorite food? And few students have responded. Now if you have to add a Padlet, then see, these are the responses that are already there, where students have posted a picture of their favorite food and they can even add certain comments. You can see that any Padlet can be liked. So somebody has posted I love cupcakes, I can like the response or I can unlike the response. And you can even put your comments down. Now, a new Padlet, if a new student joins this Padlet, then in that case, again here, while asking them to join the Padlet, you will have to give them this entire link. So the link will take them to the right Padlet, and now a new student wants to put in his or her response. Let us say the student likes fruits and the student types fruits. Now the student wants to post a picture of fruits. So either the student can take a picture with his or her own camera. There can be a link given maybe to importance of fruits. You can upload a picture here, or else if you do not have a picture, then you can search Google and accordingly images may be taken. So the student has typed fruits and the student wants this picture to be inserted. Immediately the picture is inserted. The student may be asked to write a few sentences why this is his or her favorite food, or what is the nutritional value of this, and so on. So in this manner, a Padlet is created. Teacher can put down the comments here. So say when the teacher says fruits is the favorite food, teacher can say very good for overall good health. So a teacher can also put their comments down. The teacher can also show that the picture is an appropriate one or a right one by clicking the like sign. So this is the way a Padlet can be created. Now we come to something very interesting, how Google Slides can be used for assessment. So again here, you create a Google slide just the normal way you create your PowerPoint slides, and in this case, I had a collaborative worksheet for my students where I expected them to go through certain Google Slides, and since it was a small class, just 8 students had opted for this subject. Therefore, each student was given a slide. The slides are loading. Yes. So, each student was given a slide. One example was given by the teacher. I'll go to presentation mode so that it is more clear. This was an example that was given by the teacher where they had to write down examples from any history textbook, how history and literature are connected, how history and geography are connected, how are history and mathematics and history and science connected. So the students, this was an example by the teacher. Now let us go on to the next slide and see one of the examples that a student had created. So we go on to the slide. The slide will load. Okay, we go on to this slide. So here is a student's slide where the students' responses have come up. The same kind of slide all the students will have. Let us see the next slide. And here the next student will put his or her own responses. So in this manner, all students can put their responses. So here is the next student's slide. And the teacher, after this is a slide by another student, where that student has put her own ideas along with evidences of page numbers, etc. to show how history is connected with different subjects. And in this case, the teacher, after looking at the slides, can give a grade or can put certain comments, etc. here. The advantage of this is all the students can see each other's slides. Since they are working on the same Google slide, they are working on the same document, therefore each one can see each other's work and learn in a collaborative manner. This is a very good way in which you can use Google Docs if you want your students to create a newsletter. There are other ways also in which you can use Google Slides collaboratively. Asking them to put their views or their findings is one way. Here is another way in which Google Slides have been used. For example, the students were asked to write the threats in society, and different students write down their name and they write the threats in society. Here is another example where they have created a combined concept map for the importance of social sciences. This is another interesting one where a scale was given to them, a question was given to them, and they had to put their answers down as do they agree or do they not agree, do they agree partially or fully, and the students put their initials and a bubble for themselves to say whether they agreed or did not agree with the given question. So these are different ways in which we can assess the students using online mode. Do remember to have more and more activity by making use of such kind of apps which are freely available over the net. Thank you.